Yeah. So now you just question again the motives and the agendas of the guys that's around you. Because again, everybody, to me, I'm gonna state it again. Similar, the same thing happened with the last case. The last artist. It's usually the people in your circle that know where you going, where you at. So again, when it's somebody like they trying to put this all on straight drop. The first thing in my mind was, where does dude come from? Because somebody, especially if I know you and you saying, yeah, I got this guy and, he want to raps, similar like you said with straight drop. Somebody sent him to Young Dolph. Hey, he raps. And only thing, what's the name? Young Dolph is looking at straight drop is like career rapping. That's it. He's not looking at him as being a jack boy and doing all this other behind the scenes stuff.
That's why when Young Dolph, look, they said Young Dolph saw everybody that came in. Young Dolph he didn't see that was straight drop under that mask and the fisherman hat. Like, if you don't believe me, go back to the videos. He didn't see that was straight drop. And you got to understand the fact that it was more than one person. They was following him for like 4 hours. Old girl, black youngster, little cousin, they don't even know where she at now. And she was the main one recording on live. They said Makita Raven's sister was the one at the gas station recording out of the car when he was looking across the street to see who truck was that. And he thought it was 901 Trick or Treat.
So again, it sounds like there's a lot of, to me, I'm not pointing out outside people. I look inside, Again, I don't want to throw off, but the Nipsey Hussle case, the first thing, I looked inside. I didn't say who did. No. When you have this type of money, no average person, regular dude, ain't got no money, can't come that close to you or know where you at all times unless the other guys that's in your circle that's making the same moves as you, point them out of where you're going to be at.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because them call what you call like your business partners, your businessmen, your business associates.
And where was they at when he was making a business move with Makita's? And they said that, man, Maurice Hill, they said this man was the one that rung him up. They said he rung him up. And the cashier lady was on the side. That's how they was able to box him in. Young Dolph was by himself and the security was still in the car. Once the security got out the car, he came in there and stamped with Dolph for a little while. But once Young Dolph went to the back, whatever they did in the back, they kept the money. They kept the money, man.
I see. Now it sounds like they pressured him, like you said. Pressured him, and then they trapped him. They basically pressured him. What I'm saying
He's supposed to be their family.
Exactly. He, like you said, he was at Makita's based on a venture, a business deal. So they kept calling, like, when you gonna pull up? Like you said, he didn't stop at 2 other women cribs before he got there.
When it stems back to what you said. It ain't nobody in your. It's always somebody in your circle because they was calling him. They knew his whereabouts.
Gee, wait, and you only a person again of that caliber. You only gonna quickly respond to somebody that you see a mutual bond with, a mutual understanding with. That you'll answer his call quick. Yeah, G, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So you tell your other guy or whoever is in there on the other side about you. On the other side behind you about to do something. You tell him like, yeah, he said 15 minutes, so stand by, stand clear. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think it mostly happened like that. I don't like to go on to like automatically blaming outside people and just putting it on them. Because like you said, it sounded like Straight Drop was forced into a situation because he knew that when chips hit the fan, he was going to be the fall guy.
He felt
it. He knew it. He felt it.
He already knew it. That's why he ran from Memphis when Yo Gotti told him to stay in Memphis. He ran from Memphis all the way to Indianapolis.
To Indiana.
Come on now. Where was he about to go hide at?
I'm surprised they found him in Indiana.
At the truck stop.
Come on, man. So, yeah.
I want you to subscribe to the channel, man. Hey, be looking out for the next video because we getting down to the bottom of the whole Young Dolph case.
Exactly. He wasn't in the circle from the beginning?
Don't nobody, like, real life. Straight Drop was a person who was finna get signed to PRE, but he chose CMG.
So basically, he still was an outsider.
Exactly. He still was the opposition.
Yes.
Because Memphis is so big.
It is.
And a lot of people in Memphis, they rock with who's hot,
True.
who's trending. They don't rock with the underground people like Straight Drop and Snoop Bands and people like that. So therefore, you never know. Snoop Bands and Straight Drop could have been cool. You feel me? Because they all from the same place.
Very true.
And you got to understand, Young Dolph used to be with Yo Gotti. He never signed to him.
He just never signed to him.
And that's where it kicked off everything. That's where the beef stemmed from.
Because like you said, the beef stemmed from people knowing each other's circles. But again, like you stating, I don't know somebody new you going to bring in, that, but you, especially in this rap thing, right? Rapping now, you could basically bring anybody in, and to a certain degree when nobody question.
He had to make it clear that he didn't want to even be involved with doing that to Dolph. He actually wanted to be signed with PRE. On the other hand, you got to look at the fact that he was pressured into doing that. He was pressured. They tried to put money in his face. That's why he don't have a lawyer right now, because he didn't want to do it. So they looked at the fact that like, man, you didn't even want to do it. So after you did it.
But that's the part I'm questioning, is who put him in that mode to do it. To me, I have a question on, was it ones in the inner circle on Young Dolph? Because to me, the people who know when you got money like that, only the people in your circle really know how you move. That's it. No outsiders. Outsiders, they can watch, they can think. The thing is, you doing so much moving, the outsider can't keep up with you. You in and out of state, you in and out of town, you in and out the country. How a regular person who ain't got no money gonna keep up with that? It has to be somebody that's connected to you to keep sending that man to your direction.
And in order for a person to even be able to get in your circle to set you up, you have to know them personally. You have to talk to them or send a text messages or even try and, like, you know them through someone.
I was about to say through intermediate, through, like you said, knowing somebody. Like, I know you, and you say, man, this is my guy. I've been knowing him for years. He want to sign to your record label. You say, cool. Let me see him out for a minute. Let him hang around the guys for a minute. And then you not knowing the whole time he was a mole. He was sent there purposely to after you, and you don't even know it.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why Dolph got put in the situation that he's in. And any guy from the street, know for the simple fact that you don't tell nobody where you finna go. You don't tell nobody what time you leaving. You don't tell nobody, like, what color you got on, nothing.
Especially the more money you make. The more money you make, the more you want to stay secret and silent based on your moves. Again, the only people that's going to know where you at in those situations like that really is like the woman who lives with you and like your mama. Really, some of your homeboys don't even know how you moving when you got money like that. They don't know to the last minute.
Exactly, because you could have been at one. Say, for instance, Young Dolph, he didn't leave straight from home. He left from one of his girls' house. So he had to tell somebody, I'm leaving from over her house now. Like, he told somebody that he was going over her house.
Because let's be real, what dude with money shows up on time?
No dude, nobody shows up with money. And shows up on time
with money.
And with money. Come on, man. To no business mean with Makitas, nobody.
They made 5 other trips, like he stated, in between before going to their last destination, where they said they was gonna meet you at 3 hours ago. They'd have been in 5 other places.
And they said they rode around and followed Young Dolph. And Snoop Bands, which is one of his artists, he was looking at the phone while Dolph was calling. He was getting a haircut. He said Dolph wanted him to come meet up with him so he can be his protection along with the security dude with the dreads, which is his brother. The same dude that ran outside and didn't get buddy them that ran up on Dolph.